Amidst the overgrown trees and under the pale glow of a full moon, the imposing silhouette of the Hawthorne Asylum cast an eerie shadow. Once a haven for the mentally afflicted, the now abandoned institution held a history shrouded in darkness. Locals avoided its grounds, believing it to be cursed. But curiosity can be a powerful force, and 5 friends decided to defy the warnings. Sophia, Marcus, Emily, Alex, and David believed in the thrill of exploring the unknown. Armed with flashlights and a camera, they set out on a moonlit night to unlock the secrets that had remained hidden within the asylum's decaying walls for decades. The air grew colder as they entered the forsaken building, the hallway stretching ahead like a portal to a different realm. The flickering lights cast unsettling shadows on the peeling wallpaper. Rusty beds and discarded medical equipment littered the rooms, bearing silent witness to the asylum's tragic past. As they ventured deeper, whispers seemed to echo through the corridor, unintelligible yet haunting. Sophia's heart raced, and she exchanged a nervous glance with her friends. Ignoring their unease, they pressed on, determined to capture the asylum's mysteries on camera. In one room, they stumbled upon a mural, crudely painted in fading colors. It depicted faces distorted in agony, trapped in a twisted dance of torment. Sophia shivered, feeling the weight of the past pressing down on her. She turned to share her unease, but her words were stolen by a sudden gust of icy wind that blew through the room. They continued their exploration, their footsteps echoing like a dirge. In a forgotten corner of the asylum, they found a locked door. Marcus, always eager to uncover the truth, managed to force it open. What they discovered was a room that seemed untouched by time, a study adorned with medical records, letters, and a dusty journal. As they read the journal's entries, a sense of dread settled over them. It chronicled the life of a patient named Isabella, a woman who claimed to hear voices that spoke of death and despair. The final entry detailed Isabella's descent into madness and her eventual disappearance, leaving only the lingering presence of her tortured spirit. An unsettling silence enveloped the group as they realized they were not alone. Shadows danced at the edges of their vision, and whispers grew more distinct, carrying Isabella's sorrowful pleas. Panic surged, and the group fled the study, their flashlight beams trembling. Back in the hallway, the air grew thick with malevolence. A chilling wind whispered through the corridors, carrying the anguish of countless souls. Suddenly, the doors slammed shut behind them, trapping them within the asylum's suffocating embrace. Frantic, they pounded on the doors, their screams drowned by the cacophony of tortured whispers. One by one, the friends began to feel a presence closing in, a force that sought to consume their sanity. Emily's eyes glazed over as she whispered incoherent words, her gaze fixated on an unseen terror. Marcus felt invisible hands tightening around his throat, his breath growing shallow. As terror tightened its grip, Sophia's camera flickered to life, capturing fleeting glimpses of specters that darted in and out of the darkness. Desperation pushed them to confront the asylum's malevolent spirits. With trembling hands, they recited incantations they found in the journal, hoping to appease the tormented souls. The whispers intensified, mingling with anguished wails that reverberated through the asylum's desolate corridors. A blinding light enveloped them, and for a moment, they were consumed by a void of darkness. When the light faded, the asylum stood empty, its walls devoid of life and secrets. The friends emerged changed, haunted by the horrors they had witnessed within the Hawthorne Asylum. Their once bold spirits had been broken by the weight of the past, and the asylum's whispers would forever echo in their minds, a constant reminder of the darkness that lurked just beyond the realm of understanding. The rain poured relentlessly, drumming against the windows of the old Ford sedan parked at the edge of the overgrown lot. Sarah, a daring urban explorer, stared at the looming structure before her, the infamous Ravenswood Asylum. The place had a reputation as a bastion of misery where unspeakable horrors had once unfolded. The locals whispered that the asylum was cursed, and even the bravest of souls dared not approach it after dark. Undeterred by the chilling stories, Sarah grabbed her flashlight and camera, ready to unravel the mysteries that lay within the asylum's decaying walls. She had always been drawn to the macabre and the unknown, and this was her chance to prove herself. The wind howled as she stepped through the shattered entrance, the door groaning in protest. The air inside was damp and heavy, each step echoing like a reminder of the past. Broken furniture and shattered glass crunched beneath Sarah's boots as she ventured deeper into the heart of darkness. She flicked on her flashlight, illuminating the haunting remnants of the asylum's forgotten days. A chill crawled up Sarah's spine as she passed through the echoing hallways. Flickering lights cast eerie shadows on the peeling wallpaper, and the air was thick with a sense of foreboding. She wandered into a long-abandoned patient ward, her gaze drawn to a rusted gurney covered in stains that seemed too red to be rust. As Sarah explored, she stumbled upon a room locked with a heavy metal door. The door resisted her initial efforts, but with determination, she managed to pry it open. Inside, she found a chamber lined with small, rusted cages, each one more nightmarish than the last. She shuddered at the thought of the suffering that must have taken place within these walls. A low moan echoed through the corridor, and Sarah's heart raced. She trained her flashlight on the source, a shadowy figure huddled in the corner. The figure's face was obscured, but its presence radiated a palpable sadness. Despite her fear, Sarah approached, her heart aching for the lost soul before her. "Who are you?" she whispered, her voice trembling. The figure slowly raised its head, revealing sunken eyes that seemed to hold centuries of pain. A mournful sigh escaped its lips, and a voice, barely more than a whisper, spoke in a hoarse rasp. "I am one of the forgotten, trapped in this purgatory," the figure intoned, its voice carrying the weight of 1,000 sorrows. It revealed itself as Samuel, a patient who had perished within Ravenswood Asylum, betrayed by those who were supposed to care for him. As Sarah listened to Samuel's tale, the walls seemed to close in, suffocating her. The whispers of the asylum's tormented souls grew louder, reverberating through her very being. The air grew cold, and her flashlight flickered as if straining against an unseen force. Samuel's voice grew urgent as he warned her of the curse that bound him and others to the asylum. Sarah's heart pounded as she realized the truth. The curse was real, and its grip was tightening around her. She had unwittingly unleashed a malevolent force, and now her only chance of survival lay in unraveling the curse's origins. As the night wore on, Sarah delved deeper into the asylum's history, piecing together the tragedies and betrayals that had led to the curse. The tortured spirits grew more aggressive, their whispers becoming a cacophony of desperation. Samuel guided her, his presence a mix of sorrow and determination. With every revelation, the curse's hold weakened, and Sarah's determination intensified. She gathered the spirit's fractured memories and confronted the malevolent force that sought to claim her soul. The final battle was waged within the asylum's heart, where past and present collided in a maelstrom of horror. With Samuel's guidance, Sarah managed to break the curse's hold, freeing the tormented souls that had languished within Ravenswood Asylum. As dawn broke and the rain subsided, the asylum stood silent, its walls no longer echoing with the anguished cries of the forgotten. Exhausted but triumphant, Sarah emerged from the asylum, her heart heavy with the weight of the horrors she had faced. The darkness she had encountered within those walls would forever haunt her dreams, a reminder that some secrets are better left buried, even as the echoes of the forgotten faded into the past. In the heart of the desolate countryside, the decrepit St. Agnes Asylum loomed like a malevolent specter, its tarnished windows gazing out onto a world it had long forsaken. For years, the asylum had been a place of unimaginable suffering, where the mentally ill were left to their own devices in a world of torment. Now it stood abandoned, a testament to the horrors that had unfolded within its walls. A group of 4 friends, Lisa, Mark, Jenny, and Tom, had heard the whispers of the asylum's tragic past and the eerie legends that surrounded it. Brimming with curiosity and a hint of bravado, they decided to embark on a journey into the heart of darkness, armed with only flashlights and a determination to uncover the truth. As they crossed the threshold, the air grew thick with an oppressive heaviness. The asylum seemed to pulsate with a sinister energy, as if the very walls were alive with memories of the tormented souls who had once inhabited it. The flickering beams of their flashlights cast eerie shadows on the decaying floors and peeling wallpaper. In their exploration, they stumbled upon a room with walls covered in strange symbols and cryptic writings. The air turned frigid, and the room seemed to come alive with an otherworldly presence. An unsettling whisper echoed through the chamber, chilling them to the bone. As they attempted to retreat, the heavy door slammed shut, trapping them inside. Panic clawed at their chests as they desperately pushed against the unyielding door. The symbols on the walls seemed to writhe and twist, casting a malevolent glow that filled the room with an unearthly light. Jenny's voice quivered as she tried to speak, but her words were swallowed by the darkness. Suddenly, the room fell silent, and a ghastly figure materialized before them. It was a woman in tattered asylum attire, her eyes hollow and vacant, yet radiating a sense of unrelenting agony. Her lips moved, but her voice was a mere whisper that reverberated through their minds. "I am Eleanor," the spectral figure murmured, her voice carrying a haunting melody. "Trapped between realms, tormented by the sins of this place." The friends listened in dread as Eleanor recounted the asylum's gruesome past, a tale of experiments, cruelty, and the depths of human depravity. The room seemed to warp, their surroundings morphing into a horrifying tableau of the asylum's history. They watched in horror as the events played out before them, unable to tear their eyes away from the unfolding nightmare. As the vision subsided, the friends were left shaken and trembling. The walls seemed to close in, suffocating them in a maelstrom of fear and despair. Eleanor's eyes bore into their souls, her presence an inescapable reminder of the darkness that clung to the asylum's legacy. Desperation fueled their efforts to escape, and with a collective surge of strength, they managed to force open the door. Gasping for air, they stumbled out of the room, their hearts pounding in their chests. But the asylum was far from finished with them. Eleanor's anguished cries followed them, her whispers growing louder and more insistent. The boundaries between reality and nightmare blurred, and the friends found themselves trapped in a labyrinth of endless corridors, each one more twisted and terrifying than the last. As the hours ticked by, their sanity began to unravel. Shadows danced at the edges of their vision, and the asylum itself seemed to twist and contort in an eldritch dance of malevolence. The friends turned on each other, their minds manipulated by the asylum's insidious power. In the depths of their despair, they discovered a journal hidden in a forgotten corner. Its pages were filled with the ramblings of a former patient, detailing the asylum's descent into madness and the eldritch forces that had taken root within its walls. The more they read, the more they realized that the asylum had become a gateway to a realm of unspeakable horrors. With newfound determination, they sought to break the asylum's hold on their minds. Armed with the journal's cryptic incantations, they performed a ritual in a last desperate bid for salvation. The air crackled with energy, and the asylum seemed to convulse in response. Eleanor's visage appeared before them once more, her eyes now filled with a mixture of sorrow and gratitude. With a final, piercing wail, her form dissipated, leaving behind an eerie silence that hung in the air like a shroud. As dawn broke, the asylum's malevolent presence began to wane. The friends emerged, battered and scarred by their ordeal, but alive. The St. Agnes Asylum stood silent and empty, its secrets buried deep within its decaying walls. The friends would carry the scars of their nightmarish encounter for the rest of their lives, a constant reminder of the horrors they had faced within the abandoned asylum. The experience had forever altered their perception of reality, leaving them haunted by the unsettling truth that some terrors are too dark to ever escape truly.